Welcome to Frax Check, your weekly Frax vibe check. I'm your host, Capital K, and as always, I'm joined with my co-host, DeFi Dave, and our producer extraordinaire, Sam. We'll be going straight to the source of truth via checking the chain, but before we jump in, please subscribe to the Flywheel Pod. We're right at the cusp of hitting that first comma, 1,000 subscribers, so please smash that subscribe button. Second, follow us at Flywheelpod on Twitter and Telegram. This week, gentlemen, I call it We're Not Down Week. So we got to celebrate the wins when we get it, okay? Let's begin. Let's begin with the regular. Let's begin with the regular programming with our peg check. So this week we got as low as 0.997 and as high as $1. Peg check looking strong. Now, on the curve swap, like I said to the viewer many times, I like to go directly to the market and see what happens in, when you swap $100 million of Frax into USDC. And you see here we have an exchange rate of 0.9989. This is unchanged over last week, so curve swap check, very strong. Moving on, now we have our collateralization percent, and this is the percent that conveys how much FXS, the algorithmic part, is used as collateral. And with the market drawdown, it's kind of expected that the collab percent go up, but this week, fortunately, we were flat week over week at 93%. Granted, this is the all-time high, and again, we're not down. So following, we had the decent percent. And this week was quite decent, y'all. We actually increased by 1.5% up to 14.6% overall. Again, this is like literally 1.5% above all-time lows. So, we celebrate the wins when we got it. Definitely bear market vibes across the board. But, when it comes to these metrics, we really want to see the collateral percent go back to like the low 80s and the decent percent to go back to the 30s. That's kind of like the target of when we were during, the bull happy up market.
In the good times. In the good
times, exactly. Back in my day. Yeah, anyways, but moving on to a quick summary of the health check. You see we held the peg real strong, good. Curve swap real strong, also good. The collab percent flat at 93% week over week and slightly up on the decent percent. Let's jump into the AMO holdings. This week we had a grand total of 674 million across all of our AMO holdings. And this was attributable to a $3 million increase in the investor AMO, which is really nice. And, that's literally just us generating revenue that goes right into the investor AMO. We also regained $1 million back into the liquidity AMO. Remember, this AMO is the one that manages the Frax and FXS liquidity across non-curve dexes like Uniswap, SushiSwap, Frax Swap, etc. And now let's move on to the profits. Quick caveat here. The profits currently look exactly the same as it did last week. But I think it is because the team has not claimed their CRV and CVX rewards since we last spoke, because the Dune dashboard is not pulling in the new figures. So from the last Frax check. For those of you who don't know, the Frax normally kind of claims the CVX and CRV on maybe a 5-7 day window, just because it's gas intensive to do so every day. So they're trying to be gas efficient and only pull once per week. So this Frax check may have just fallen in that time slot where they haven't pulled it yet. But, check back next week and I should have fresh numbers for y'all. But anyways, this is where we're at. And, we haven't claimed the rewards this epoch yet. So steady, lads, deploying more profits. Now,
just wait on it.
Just wait on it. Just wait on it. Quick summary on the money check. We have $674 million in our AMO. That's nearly up 1% from last week. We have a profitability that we'll go into next week. Now, this is my favorite part. I teased you too quick. This is my favorite part. This is where we talk about the liquidity check. And my favorite metric to check during this segment is always, what percent of the three pool are we? We are at 98%. Last week, we were at 97%. As you can see here, we are literally flirting with this red bar. Like, we refuse to go down. We refuse.
It's looking good.
Now, here are the real numbers, right? This week, the base pool hit 834 million, which represented an increase of 60 bips, versus the 3 pool, which basically remained flat at 954. That's how we were able to claim like an extra 1% on our, the flippening, the reflippening. Now, with that said, the Frax 3 CRV pool is holding steady at 630 mil. Remember, this Frax 3 CRV is largely Frax's ownership as well, because recall earlier, the curve AMO was about like 540 million. So there's still about 90 million of outside capital in this Frax 3 CRV pool that could very much likely migrate over to the Frax base pool. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. But tune in next week for us to see what may happen. It is time for us to flip. It's only 2%. We just need a tiny something to push the scale. So all you apes out there, ape in. Now, next we have the Metapool. A reminder, these are the pools that are paired with the base pool. So an example would be like LUSD and Frax BP. We saw a modest increase this week of 1% week over week, and we're holding very strong and steady above 60 million for the last 5 weeks, as you can see here. And I think that's actually a really strong sign, right? Like 60 million is a sizable amount of liquidity across, like, I believe there's like 9 or 8 pairs that's based against the base pool.
And
again,
growing.
Growing. Looking forward to more projects to be paired against the base pool. And if y'all haven't seen the Frax ETH post that our producer dropped, that one he mentioned, there could be a ETH base pool, Frax ETH base pool somewhere going on. So, Frax is just taking this strategy and run it back turbo, because Frax ETH is just a stable coin pegged to ETH. And we all know who does stablecoin real well, real well. Yes. Now, summary time. With the liquidity check, we have the base pool at 834 million TVL, which is 98% of the 3 pool. We're coming after you, 3 pool. Watch your back. Metapool holding strong at 63 million, representing a 1% up week over week. Now, lastly, the main reason why we do all of this is to make sure that the Frax supply goes up. And fortunately, this week, we're not down. Guys, we're not down. We're up by 22 bips, and that's worthy of a celebration. We needed something to be up, and this is our North Star metric. So I'm glad this one is grinding up nicely and peacefully. So
we love to see it.
Is all.
You love to see it.
Yeah, we love to see it. We love to see it. And that's all for the Frax check until I'm handed over to DeFi Dave for the governance roundup.
Thanks for that, Kiet. Happy to see, little wins, along the way, little bips up. That's all you can do, especially in times like these. And now to the governance roundup. From last week, we had a FIP 114, which was a Badger Frax BP gauge. This basically will allow the Badger Frax BP pool to earn FXS rewards. That's up for snapshot. I expect that to pass. FIP 115, we had Jack from the TION last week give his case for Frax joining the TIOS institutional pilot program. I am also a co-author on that. Basically, it will have Frax partner with the TIE to create a portal for institutions to research and learn about the Frax protocol and interact with key ambassadors such as yours truly, Flywheelpod. That's up for snapshot. Last I checked, we had a lot of votes in favor. I'm going to take a quick look at it right now. Yeah, we had 2.5 million votes in favor, so I'm hopeful for that to pass. Next, interesting developments on the AMO front. The FIP 116 to 118, that's Fraxland AMOs for the CRV, CVX, and FXS pairs. This will allow Frax to mint Frax backed by over-collateralized debt from these pairs. This will allow up to 5 million Frax for the CVX and CRV pairs and 1 million Frax for the FXS pair. So the Fraxland AMOs are coming around. We are seeing the Flywheel within the Frax ecosystem come about. And then last but definitely not least, we have FIP 119. This was proposed by Andres to burn unclaimed FPIS. And I kind of view this as the first time the community is having a conversation on what to do with the FPIS that hasn't been claimed. There's been 1.7 million FPIS that has gone unclaimed after the deadline. So this is just one suggestion. We could burn them, sayonara, sorry if you didn't claim it, or we could wait for others to propose alternative solutions. So, governance is back up, it's active again, slow but steady progress along the governance front. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, Frax could claim it and then just put it at as like liquidity starting at whatever price it is now, and then just add the entire thing to Uniswap v3 liquidity, right? Position.
Yeah. Honestly, I would rather not burn it. I think there's a lot better use for the FPIS. I think there's something that we could do with it as a community, whether it's for liquidity purposes. Hey, maybe that could go towards funding development of FPIS. That would be huge, actually. To have that big of a tank to fund FPIS development. I think burning it would actually be a waste.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
That's a sizable amount of FPIS just to say sayonara. We should use it as a tool.
I think I need to add FPIS to our Frax Check, and maybe there's a grant coming for that.
FBI, maybe, just maybe. Yeah.
I agree.
Well, yeah.
I think it was really exciting, the Fraxland AMO. I thought that was a really, really cool thing to spin up. And we acted so fast, right? Fraxland is out less than a month or so. And now we're literally spinning up AMOs in ways to get it to be more efficient.
5 pairs. Yeah.
5 pairs, nonetheless. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see, I'm just honestly, I'm the tip of, my toes on, Frax ETH to come out, and just, I just want it to come out already, it's there.
Is it crazy? Is it crazy that when I see, all these Frax products, I don't even think about the Frax stablecoin anymore. I just think about Frax is creating this suite of products that could be plugged into a stablecoin, whether it be Frax ETH or Frax XYZ or Frax whatever, but they built this blueprint that you can just plug in.
It's a financial infrastructure suite, for any protocol to plug into for liquidity, whether it's if they want lending, Fraxlend, if they want a pair, deep liquidity, FraxSwap. There's a lot of different. If they have ETH in their treasury and want to earn yield on their ETH, Frax ETH. The options are there.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I mean, looking at the Fraxland table this week, all the liquidity that was added for Fracture was already taken immediately.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's only they added 100. They added 100K, and there's only $90 left. I think yesterday there was $0. So somebody's been eating through all this Fracture's liquidity. It's actually the first place where you could really get actual Frax against your Fracture. So. It'll be interesting to see how the lending market plays out. Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm bullish.
Not financial advice. We are clearly biased. We are very, very biased.
There's nothing here. This is an informational program, guys. Giving you the objective facts about the health of the Frax protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dave, was there any other things for the Frax Check this week? Or we kind of went over everything? Why don't you give us the inside scoop? Give us some inside scoop on what's happening in Bogota.
Yeah. Tell people maybe they can meet up with you there.
Yes, I am live from Bogota. I am at DevCon. I am literally in the press room right now. I've met quite a few fans of Flywheelpod, which is inspiring to see. We're growing our listener base. The Flywheelers are strong here. It's cool. This is the first DevCon in 3 years since Osaka. A lot of things have changed since then. I think this cycle really started with DeFi Summer in 2020, and since then you had like all these new people that have come join the Ethereum community, whether it's through NFTs, whether it's through DAOs, whether it's through some other means. But now there's a ton of new faces here compared to a few years ago. This is my first DevCon. Really excited about it. Really excited to basically see what's new bubbling up in the Ethereum ecosystem. Like before, I think in like 2018, 2019, DeFi was a small thing, and people are like, "Oh, DeFi, those are the word kids." But now I'm like trying to find the word kids here now. Like, are they the social media kids? Are they identity? What is the next thing? The DeSo. Is it DeSo? Yeah. Is it refi? Is it DeSci? What's coming up next? I don't know, but that's why I'm here to find out.
Good, man. Also, while you're out there, don't be afraid to sell yourself for more YouTube subscribers. Free hugs. No, not free hugs. Hugs from DeFi Dave for YouTube subscriptions.
Yeah. I'll set up a kissing booth. Just kidding. Just kidding.
The Flywheel booth. So good.
The Flywheel booth. Yeah, maybe one day. But no, the week just started. Excited to see, what's cooking up under the surface here. It's packed. It's really is. And also, I think it's really important it's in Latin America. It's in Bogota, a place where, where they could really use this kind of infrastructure, for whether it's like money and dealing with inflation, or whether it's like coordination, like a lot of here in Latin America, they can basically gain the most out of something like Ethereum. Like, we're pretty lucky, sure. Like in the first world in the West, like we get to play like these like money games and stuff, but like here it's really like a matter of livelihood, honestly. So, it's good that, the Ethereum Foundation is reaching out like down here and in the developing world, because at the end of the day, this is where we'll have the most impact on people's lives.
Awesome. Yeah, make sure you take selfies with the flywheelers and post it into the core, into the Flywheel official Telegram.
Yeah. Got to get that going.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess that's it on that note.
Dave, you want to wrap us up?
I want to wrap us up. So don't forget, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that bell button. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Flywheelpod. Join our Telegram group at Flywheelpod. You can follow me on Twitter at DeFi Dave 22.
You can follow me at 0xcapital_K.
And I'm at traders_insight.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.